Hello, it's Maryon Stewart and welcome to my weekly wisdom. Today I'm focusing on chocolate craving in particular, and you can prick your ears up if that affects you, because so many women seem to love chocolate. And from surveys that I've done over the years, over 3/4 of women say that they do crave chocolate, particularly before their period, and it gets worse as you get to the menopause. And over 60% of the women say it actually becomes a problem for them. So I wanted to focus on this because it can have ramifications. So if you're having trouble controlling yourself when it comes to chocolate, and you're really pigging out, it becomes an issue because it can pile on the pounds around your waist at a time when you're struggling anyway, because at the time of the menopause your metabolic rate slows down. That's the rate at which your body ticks over. So we need to be doing things to keep the metabolism on the run so that you don't put weight on, and certainly eating lots of chocolate isn't going to be very helpful. So what you need to do is understand what's happening. So if you eat wholesome food little and often, then you will probably keep your blood glucose levels on an even keel. But what most of us tend to do is we're living life in the fast lane. So we're busy, we forget sometimes to eat, and maybe we're not eating the most wholesome food, and so you get peaks and dips in your blood sugar. So what tends to happen is you get hungry, your immediate urge is to eat some chocolate, so you stuff yourself with a bar of chocolate, and that really raises your blood sugar levels rapidly, and it goes up so rapidly that your brain then goes on to red alert and says there's too much sugar in your bloodstream, and it gives signals for your pancreas to release insulin, which then drives the sugar back into the cells. And it does it so efficiently that suddenly, guess what, you've got low blood sugar again. So then you reach for another fix. And so you're on a merry-go-round, you're just going on and on and on like a hamster on a wheel, and you can't stop yourself. Some people just go out after dark because they can't stop themselves. And I remember patients telling me that they stole their kids' Easter eggs before Easter. They felt so ashamed of themselves. So it can turn you into feeling like you're a criminal. How do you secrete the wrappings without people noticing how many bars of chocolate you've had? So if you want to be back in the driving seat, you need to make sure you're eating wholesome food little and often. You also need to make sure that your levels of things, the nutrients like magnesium, B vitamins, and the trace mineral chromium are all at good levels, because when they're low, it's very easy for your blood glucose level to be all over the place. So you can concentrate on eating foods that are rich in those important nutrients. So lots of wholesome food, and as well you can take some supplements. So you can do both together, or you can certainly consume the food and take the supplements. Chromium complex is one that we particularly use. It's rich in those nutrients, and it helps probably within about 6 to 8 weeks. It should bring your levels back up into normal range, and that's really important. So making sure you've got lots of intrinsically sweet food as well, because obviously if you're going to give up chocolate, you want to make sure that you don't feel cheated. There are lots of things like organic dried fruit and very many sweet things. You can have other treats like wholesome cakes and biscuits that aren't made with lots of refined sugar, but it's important to keep those to a minimum too, because otherwise you're going to be giving up one addiction for another. So try and find really nice sweet things. I tend to like rice pudding. I get the St. Dalfour sugar-free jam and put a spoon of that in together. Or you can make pancakes and have some sugar-free jam, make a fruit compote. There's lots of yummy sweet things that you can have apart from chocolate. So find what works for you and make sure your cupboards are stocked up while you're giving up the chocolate. And then make sure you've got a snack mid-morning and mid-afternoon, especially if you've still got that cyclic feeling going that you had when you were having your period. For about 2 years, when your period's finished, you still do have a cycle even though you don't have a bleed. And during that time, your calorie requirements can go up by about 500 calories a day. So just make sure you've got a mid-morning snack, a mid-afternoon snack. It can be wholesome, something like almonds and grapes or anything you fancy that's wholesome, just to keep your blood glucose levels on an even keel. So all of those things should help you. If you'd like some more information, please come to my website, sign up for my newsletter, and come and join me at one of my masterclasses, because I'm always talking about what's going on in your body at the time of the menopause and how you can overcome your symptoms, your cravings, and all your other symptoms at the time of the menopause.